I've recently purchased some new colouring pencils to try and find other softcore colouring pencils to rival the Prismacolours. I'm going to be testing out the Derwent Coloursoft colouring pencils in today's video. If you didn't see my last video, the haul from Jackson's, I will link that one in the description box so you can go and check that one out after this one and you can see all of the goodies that I picked up. So within the 12 set of colouring pencils, you get a black, a white, you get a deep cadmium yellow, a bright orange, a red, the deep fuchsia, a blue, indigo, lime green, green, dark brown and dark terracotta. So I'm going to swatch them all so you can get an idea of the colours on their own. With the white pencil though, that won't show up. So with the colours, I do feel like you can get quite a good laydown of those from the get-go. It doesn't take long to build up those colours. And you can get a nice flat lay. Whilst we're talking about the Coloursoft pencils in today's video, I am going to be drawing a stack of pancakes just because I enjoy drawing food and I felt inspired by the stack of pancakes. I found an image online just on Google Images and decided to use that as my reference. I'm using my Stillman and Burn sketchbook. The paper is cold press and is 270 GSM. It's one of their soft cover sketchbooks and I enjoy using it. It's been a nice sketchbook to use and I am almost coming to the end of it. So if you have any recommendations for other sketchbooks to try out, let me know in the comments. But I like the compact size of this one. I do enjoy working on a square sketchbook or in a square sketchbook. So for me, I have enjoyed this one and I do quite like the paper on this one. So getting started with these colouring pencils. These Derwent soft colour colouring pencils were originally created by Derwent as their answer to Prismacolour, and they brought them out to try and cover that sort of wax based colouring pencil market, a nice soft core colouring pencil that is easy to blend with. And I have to say, initial thoughts on these are incredibly good. I liked the design on the packaging. I do like that really bright bear, and I like how they've managed to use quite a lot of the colouring pencils within the bear to give you an idea on what to expect when you are to use the colouring pencils yourselves. I like the piece of artwork that they've selected and I think it works nicely on their packaging. The Derwent Coloursoft pencils are available in 72 different colours and you can buy them in a set of 72. However, I've just purchased a set of 12 colouring pencils because I didn't feel like I needed all 72 of those pencils. And the really good thing about the Coloursoft pencils is that you can buy them open stock. I purchased my set from Jackson's and the 12 set cost me £19.10. Jackson's currently have these on offer where you can buy the individual pencils open stock for £1.52, which is a really decent price. If you are looking for a set of these colouring pencils or you're looking to buy them open stock, then I do have a link in the description box, and if you're new to Jackson's, using my link will get you 10% off of your first purchase with them, and it also really helps me out as well. So if you do purchase from them, thank you very much. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I'm a big fan of buying colouring pencils open stock because you have more control over the colouring pencils you are purchasing. You might prefer certain colour ranges or tones from others dependent on your particular style with your artwork. So I do find that buying open stock works very well, and it works for me personally because I can then curate the colouring pencils that I want rather than being committed to buying a 72 set and then having quite a few pencils that I know I won't use. It's also a really good way to repurchase and stock up on colouring pencils you know you're going to use a lot of and that you will need to replace because they get used up. I'm a big fan of the fact that you can buy these ones open stock. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks with these colouring pencils is the fact that they're not all light fast. So some of the colours might shift over time and they may fade, which is a real disappointment because they are such nice soft colouring pencils to use. However, they won't all be light fast, so keep that in mind if that is something that is important to you, that these colouring pencils may shift in their colour slightly. However, for me personally, I think that these ones will be a really good set of colouring pencils that I will choose to use in my sketchbooks and sort of just put ideas down on, rather than larger pieces outside of my sketchbook that I may want to hang or have as a piece of artwork on its own. I think that these ones will be good for developing ideas, maybe not necessarily the large pieces that I create outside of my sketchbook. Once I actually started using the colouring pencils, it didn't take too long for me to realise that they lay down incredibly fast, and you can build up those colours so quickly in a matter of minutes, and that's one thing that I do like because I can be quite impatient sometimes. I do like the fact that with the wax-based colouring pencils you can lay them down really quite quickly, and dependent on your style, if you're looking for a flat block colour, these ones will create that with ease. If you're looking to blend and layer up your colours, again, these are really good versatile colouring pencils and will allow you to get the blends that you're after. I found that the colouring pencils layered up well together and then they burnished out very well, and you are able to create nice seamless blends on the piece of artwork. One of the drawbacks that I did find with these colouring pencils was with the white pencil, however. With the Prismacolours, for example, that white colouring pencil can be laid back over the top and you do get a really rich, vibrant white, and you can create some really nice highlights back into your work. However, I didn't find that I was really able to do that with the white pencil in this set. So just keep that in mind, that you might want to experiment with a few other white pencils if you are looking to get those highlights back into your work, or have a white pencil that sits on top of the colouring pencils. You might not necessarily be able to achieve that with these colouring pencils. In terms of how comfortable these ones are to use, they are quite a sort of chunky pencil. The barrel is 8mm and the core inside is also really quite thick. So you do get a lot of value for money because a lot of the core has been inserted into that barrel. So I feel like these ones really do offer good value for money. One of the drawbacks with the slightly bigger barrel, however, is they might not necessarily fit in all of the sharpeners that you will own, especially some of the powered sharpeners. You might find those a little bit more difficult to use with these colouring pencils. I believe most of those sharpeners are 7.5mm, whereas these are 8, so you might find that a little bit tricky. The core itself is a wax-based core, as I said previously, which can also come with its own difficulties when sharpening. You have to be slightly careful when you are sharpening these colouring pencils because they may break. I personally didn't experience any breakages with this set, which I was very impressed by, because when I've used soft colouring pencils like these in the past, I can get quite frustrated with the fact that they can crumble or break quite easily, but I didn't experience that with any of the pencils in this video. So that was a huge plus for me, because when I've used Prismacolor in the past, I have had some breakages and the pencil has crumbled straight off whilst I've been sharpening it, and that can be very, very frustrating, especially if it's a colour that you need for a particular part of your drawing and there aren't any other colours that are similar to that one. It can be quite frustrating when they crumble, but luckily I didn't have any issues with that. I think if I were to have dropped the set, then they would be very easy to damage, and then when I come to sharpen, I think I would come across some of those difficulties. However, I didn't in this video, so that was a a real positive. Overall, I have enjoyed using these colouring pencils, and I'll certainly be using them again for sketchbook work. I'm not entirely sure whether I'll use them for all of my larger pieces, however I know that I will use them for creating ideas in my sketchbook. I enjoyed how easily they worked together, how easily I could achieve blends, and I also enjoyed how quickly I could build up colours, which I think is really important when time is very limited. If you're wanting to create a piece of artwork, then think about art materials that are going to be a bit speedier and work for you. So I have enjoyed using colouring pencils that I can get those colours to build up slightly faster. I've been very impressed with these colouring pencils. I would definitely recommend these ones as an alternative to the Prismacolour Premier colouring pencils. However, I think that the only caveat to that would be to find a different white colouring pencil that you would be able to layer on top with, because I just couldn't achieve that with these colouring pencils. Everything else though, they blended beautifully, they were quick to use, they covered the paper very, very fast. You can create some really nice blends, but also you are able to create flat block colours with these colouring pencils, and the colours are very vibrant. So I would highly, highly recommend them. Again, if you're interested in them, I've got my affiliate link for them in the description box if you are interested. Let me know what you think of the pancake drawing, and don't forget to let me know what else I should sketch in my sketchbook. I've only got a few pages left and I want to get it filled up. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.